Om Shanti. Good morning. We had a nice meditation. This is the original Murli spoken on November 30th, 1992. In this, Baba was talking about becoming full of all treasures, give blessings and receive blessings. So, Baba says, today the master of all treasures is seeing his children who are full. Each child has received many types of imperishable, limitless treasures. Give me 1 minute. Where is back? Okay. So this is the Murli where Baba is bringing our attention to the treasures. So Baba says, each child has received many types of imperishable, limitless treasures. These are such treasures that you have all the treasures now, and they will remain with you for many births in the future. Do you know how many and which treasures you have received? You constantly attained something through the treasure. A soul who is full of treasures constantly stay in the intoxication of being full. There is a sparkle of fullness on his face, and the sparkle of fullness is automatically visible in every action. Souls of the present time have the attainment of imperishable treasures. And this is why they have intoxication for a short time. It does not remain all the time. This is why people of the world say that they have to return empty handed. Whereas you say that you have to return full. Bab Dada has given all of you many treasures. This is a beautiful contrast Baba is bringing our attention to. Baba is bringing our attention to the treasures that are imperishable, that stay with us for a long period of time, that brings the smile on our face, sparkle on our face, and there is a sense of contentment in every action. And whereas The others, when they say about the wealth and the treasures, they say we come empty handed and then we leave empty handed. They always give this example of Alexander when he left, when he was buried, he left his hands empty, highlighting that we come empty handed and then we leave empty handed. So, whereas Baba says, whatever treasures that we get, it's not just for this birth, for many, many births, because these are imperishable treasures. And that brings sparkle on the face. And Baba says, first, most elevated treasure is that of the treasure of knowledge. Knowledge is not just the knowledge, information, but knowledge is that which becomes an experience and that stays with us. All of you have received this treasure, have you not? None of you are deprived, are you? What special attainments do you have through this treasure of the jewels of knowledge? What else do we get along with the knowledge? With the treasures of knowledge, you are experiencing mukti and jivan mukti even now. We feel that sense of freedom. We feel that sense of beyond influence, unstuck, because we have this treasure of knowledge. Knowledge is not just information, knowledge is awareness. That awareness that carries gives this experience of being mukti, free, free in life and free from everything. Whether you go into the land of liberation, Mukti Dham, or you attain the deity status in Jivan Mukti, is a matter of the future, but even now you are experiencing a life of liberation. And the basis again is the knowledge, the awareness that helps us, sets us free. Do you know how many things you are free from? Have you been liberated from all the things that give sorrow and peacelessness? Or do you still have become liberated from them? You still have to become liberated from them. Liberated from those that gives you sorrow or peacelessness. Do any wise come now? Have you become liberated? If any wise do come, you become victorious. Do you not? Do you? So you have become liberated from so many things, but put low, put both your Laukik and Alaukik life in front of you and see how much difference is visible. So now you have attained liberation and are also experiencing liberation of life. To be liberated from wasteful, sinful thoughts and sinful actions is the stage of being liberated in life. So now Baba is taking us a little deeper. With knowledge, we get mukti, jivan mukti, mukti from sorrow, mukti from suffering. And now Baba is taking our attention to mukti from vices that gives us sorrow, and mukti from anything that is wasteful, sinful thoughts, sinful actions, is the stage of jivan mukti. How many bondages have you been liberated from? You show the picture in which human souls are tied by so many strings of bondage. Which whose picture is that? You are not that, are you? You are liberated, are you not? So you have become liberated in life while living your life. So, with the treasures of knowledge, you are especially experiencing the attainment of mukti and jivan mukti. So, let it soak in. Which awareness is that set you free? Which awareness is that? And now, Baba takes us Gyan and Yoga. Secondly, through remembrance, that is through yoga, you are experiencing the treasures of all powers. Through Gyan, Mukti and Jivan Mukti. Through yoga, you are attaining powers. How many powers are there? There are many, are there not? The 8 powers are just shown as a sample, but you have become the master of all the treasures of all the powers. Master of all the treasures of all the powers. Thirdly, through the subject of dharana. What treasures do you receive? You have received the treasures of all divine virtues. So, how many virtues are there? There are many, are there not? So, you have the treasures of all virtues, sarva guna sampanna. The speciality of each virtue and each power is so great. The praise of each jewel of knowledge is so great. So, Gyan, you are getting Mukti and Jivan Mukti. Yoga, you are getting all the powers. Dharana, you are getting all the virtues, Sarva Guna Sampanna. And now, Baba takes us to Seva. Through service, you constantly experience the treasure of happiness. Service, Seva gives us happiness. So, what do you especially experience through Seva? You do? You experience happiness, do you not? So, the greatest treasure of all is imperishable happiness, that which does not go away. So, you attain the treasure of happiness easily and automatically. Gyan, Yog, Dharana, Seva, all becomes the means of accumulating treasures. Treasures of Mukti, Jivan Mukti, Sarva Guna, Sarva Shakti, and Sukh. And fifthly, in return of Sambandha Sampark, in terms of relations and connections. You come into contact with Brahmin family. And you also come into connection and relationship with others through service. Service is a means to come closer to the family. So, what treasure do you receive through relationships and connections? Sambandh Sampark. What treasure? You receive the treasure of everyone's blessings. This treasure of blessings is very big treasure. Those who are full of treasures of blessing from everyone never have to labor in their efforts. First are the blessings from the mother and father. Then, together with that, by coming into relationship with everyone, you receive everyone's blessing. Blessings are the fastest instrument to make you fly ahead. Science has a rocket which has the fastest speed, but the rocket of blessings is even more elevated. Obstacles would not touch you even slightly. You become obstacle proof. You do not have to battle. When you have blessings, there is no battle. When you have blessings, there are no obstacles. But you easily and automatically become yog yukt and yukti yukt in every action, words, and thoughts when you have blessings. Such is the treasure of blessings. The greatest treasure of all is the treasure of time of the confluence age. This is the time. Without this time, there is no Gyan, Yog, Dharana, Seva, Sambandh, Sampark. So, the greatest treasure of all is this precious time of confluence age. In fact, there are many treasures. But when you simply imbibe in yourself the power to accommodate the treasures you have just been told about, then because of being constantly full, there will not be the slightest fluctuation. There is a fluctuation when something is empty. A soul who is full will never fluctuate. So, check whether all these treasures are merged within you. Are you full of all these treasures? Or is it that you are full of some treasures and that you have to become full of others? All of you have received the treasures, have you not? All of you have received the same treasures from the one. They have not been distributed individually, have they? It isn't that someone is given 100,000 and someone else is given 1,000,000, is it? It is one thing to receive wealth, to take the wealth that one receives, but they are those who just take. They take whatever they receive. They receive it and finish it by just eating, drinking, and enjoying themselves with it. Others are those who accumulate the treasures they receive. They eat, drink, enjoy themselves with them, and also accumulate. There are third type. Third type is those who do both. They eat, drink, enjoy themselves. They also continue to increase treasures they receive. They make the Father's treasures their treasures and increase them even more. So check, who am I? The first number, second number, or the third number? The first number is those you receive, eat, drink, and enjoy. Second, they receive, eat, drink, enjoy, and accumulate. Third, eat, drink, enjoy, accumulate, and increase. Which number are you? More you use the treasures for the self and for the service of the others, the more the treasures increase. And what treasures? Through Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, Seva, Sambandh, Sampark. The treasures of Mukti, Jivan Mukti, the treasures of Sarva Guna, Sarva Shakti, and blessings. Use all of these treasures for themselves and for the service of the others. The more the treasures you use, the more they increase. The key for increasing the treasures is to use them first for the self. If each and every jewel of knowledge is used for the self at the right time, then using this treasure, you become experienced. The attainment of the treasures become an authority of experience in life. The attainment of the treasure becomes an authority of experience in life. So, you accumulate the treasure of the authority. Again, how do you get authority? The authority of experience through the attainment of the treasures. So, it has increased, has it not? Simply to listen is something. To listen does not mean to take. To merge it within the self and use it for a task at the right time means to take. There are three things Baba is highlighting: listen, merge it in the self, use the task, use it for the task, and use it for the task at the right time. All of these things, when they all come together, then it increases. What do those who simply listen do? And what do those who merge it in themselves do? There is a great difference between the two. So Baba is highlighting how to increase, how to accumulate, to take it forward. So let's see what Baba is saying. Let's see if we can pause here. Take a minute to soak in, digest. The treasure of knowledge, more than information, more of an awareness, the awareness that frees our mind and heart, more of an experience of freedom, free from the influence of the limited had, more of an experience of Jivan Mukti. Focus on what is that awareness that sets you free. What is it that you are free from? Bring your awareness, attention to the power that we receive, with the power of remembrance of who you are, who you belong to, what's your task is. Remember your five forms. The power that comes by re-emerging. As you embody all the Gyan, Dharana, observe how you find yourself transformed, all the virtues naturally showing up. You can see that power of love, power of wisdom, Sarva Guna Sampan, and that selfless seva. That is receiving a lot of blessings, making you obstacle proof. Fly high, carefree. All the connections and relationships at this most precious time of confluence age. Come closer to Brahmin family, all the elevated souls of the whole Kalpa. Not only experiencing not only setting yourself free, but also helping others, using all your virtues and powers at the right time, becoming more yog-yukt and yukti-yukt, using it for yourself, accumulating and using them for the service and increasing them. Feel all the virtues, powers, all the wisdom, and feel the authority in your presence. Om Shanti. So, what stood out for you in this Murli? How are you using these powers that you received?
Om Shanti Harsha Bhai.
Om Shanti.
We receive knowledge, receive powers, we receive gun and blessings from Baba. It is actually good to know that we receive, we have to accumulate them and also increase them over time. Only then the actual magic happens. So, this is an eye opening thing to understand it step by step that yes, this is actually there. The more we give, the more we accumulate, the more it increases with the time. And also to utilize them in time and in right time and right place with right person. So this is what is an insight that I got. How to increase them is to expend them. Actually, the more we expend the qualities, the more they increase. The more love you give, the more love you receive. Similarly, all the powers and virtues, the more you give, the more they increase. So giving is one way to receive. Om Shanti.
Very
I
nice.
I donate patience. I donate tolerance. I think somewhere it is registered with other people that I do have patience. I do have tolerance. Also, I believe we should not be actually increasing the anger or the other five elements because they would also increase if we expand them. Yeah, Shanti.
That is true. It works, it's a double-edged. So it works on both sides. Very true. Mhm. Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, Om Shanti. So,
Om Shanti.
so this is the time, right? So that we can imbibe all the imperishable treasures, the limitless treasures that Baba gives in. This is the time to fill us, right? Each one of us is on that path, filling us, and Baba is in detail explained each treasures. The knowledge is again the first one because it is through knowledge that we get everything, including the realization of Baba that, he's a light and we are also light and we have come from Parandam, we have to go there. We are still in transit getting back there. So this is all information, right? So, yes, and this is really helping us to um, do good karma, and also the waste is eliminated, and make us perfect being, because the accumulated whatever we have accumulated in the past, right, the account of sin or whatever. So this is helping us to do good karma, nullify what we have done in the past, right? And the it is through the power of knowledge that we actually experience everything, right? The liberation and whatever Baba says. But yeah, the without knowledge, we cannot really do or experience Baba in yoga also. So that's why the first subject has always given us knowledge, right? So it's everything on the basis of knowledge that we experience. So, and then the dharana, I mean, there the um, divine virtues that we imbibe. And of course, once we imbibe it and then start that coming into action, then service automatically takes place, and service gives us happiness. And of course, Baba says the way to multiply this is just we have to start giving to others, and the more we distribute, the more we get the return of it. So if you take out all the treasures, right? So what Baba is giving. So the important one is always knowledge, right? Everything has its own value, but I think the first one, the knowledge is the basis of everything, right? So it has, without knowledge, yoga, without yoga, no, we cannot really imbibe the knowledge, right? And without dharana, there is no service, right?
Mm.
So, yeah, so it's not that one can directly. So, out of this, which one do you think is the most valuable treasure, Harshabhai?
I was thinking it is all interconnected. Each one reinforces the other. For example, once we have the knowledge, unless I use the knowledge to create my awareness, I cannot experience what it means. Otherwise, it just stays as a concept. But without knowledge, what awareness to stay in? On the path of bhakti, we have this practice of shunya, go into nothingness, empty your mind, go into stillness, focus on your breath, right? So these are all the different techniques that were given, but nothing happens. Nothing much happens with it. But when
Yeah,
we start taking the knowledge, like, okay, new idea, pick up the idea. Oh, this is a nice idea. This is a nice possibility. This sounds good. So we start there and then use it to create an awareness. And then something inside starts clicking in, right? So when we say, oh, you are the soul, the true nature of the soul is peace, you're not trying to focus on experiencing peace in that emptiness of the shunya practice. You're saying, Baba says that, oh, you, the soul, nature is peace. All you have to do is like disconnect from all that which is limited and then stay there. And then you'd feel what it feels to be you. And then Baba gives all other backdrop. So for you, your backdrop is the soul world, that is your home, and I am your eternal father. I'm always loving, always there, ocean of virtues and all other stuff. So I'm always there. So Baba is creating the whole framework for us to create that experience. All of this awareness is one thing, and other thing is staying in that awareness and staying in that experience is the, I think the word used is remembrance, but uh, I would say it's more of an experience, because you remember something that you already experienced. Baba is coming from that angle that you already know, you already experience, you already have it. So you just recall that memory and then you re-experience all of that. But even to recall, you start some other experience, and experience pulls other experience. So then it will slowly start taking us more and more closer. So so if I just sit with knowledge, ideas and all of this philosophies will start creating. But if it does not become an experience, that loses weight. Even if it is true, it loses weight. And again, when we are in this physical world, yeah, it is nice when you remember Baba, when you listen to Murli. But if it is not making any difference, when I come back in my day-to-day life, with interacting with people, doing my job, doing my what, dealing with life, physical life here, if I cannot translate that experience and that understanding into this worldly context, and that also means nothing, right? So when the rubber meets the road, then you know what is the real mileage of the vehicle. Until then, it is only
Mm.
theoretical, the lab, the lab numbers, you know. So especially when you get the headwinds and then the crosswinds and then the reality of the road, when we hit the physical reality, so then it is not two isolated things like, oh, my spiritual life is separate from my life at work, a life at family. So, so I think that's where all of this experience will get shaken up. And then that is where a lot of our test papers comes within the Brahmin family also. Everyone we know, everyone has a great Murli points, great experience when they have meditation. They have great Madhuban experiences. Madhuban experience means the sense of belonging to the Alaukic family. But when it comes to the ground reality, right, when we are put together in a project and then we'll get things done, everyone's sanskaras will come out, right? Like some people are people person, some people are task oriented, some people are get things done, some people are very analytical. So all dynamics comes into play, but it is still Baba's project. Nobody has any selfish motive. But when you want to get some things done in this physical world, we do exercise whatever trait that dominates us, right? So then the ground reality hits. So then the whole definition of all these virtues, powers, totally translate. Now it needs rephrasing what that virtue means in this context of getting work done. So then there is a difference of opinion. There is a little bit of friction here there, and it's okay. So then that's when we start discovering ourselves. We really start knowing what actually the powers Baba is talking about. And then I feel, and then of course the connection, relationships, and all of the stuff. So in other words, not just in getting projects together, but also extending it to everyone else, then the taking the bigger tasks like, okay, world transformation and sorrow and suffering of the world. These are bigger tasks that we start picking it up, and that's where we get in connection with the whole family tree. So then it is a whole different level of service that happens. So I feel we keep rediscovering every time in every iteration of this gyan. Like I'm a soul, when we have that thing, the experience that we walk out with, and again when we am a soul, but child of God, what experience we walk out. Oh, I am a soul full of virtues when I come in interact with other souls, and then the whole experience that we walk out with, and then when we own the task, Baba's task, so then the whole rephrasing of everything, gyan, yoga, dharana, seva, totally changes. So every iteration, I think it starts um, redefining this gyan. redefining self also. I think that's where Baba, especially when says like, okay, use it in this context, use it for you on yourself, use it on others, use it in the workplace, use it. Don't take this as a karmic account. I got to deal with it. Don't go with that mindset. Use this as an opportunity to exercise this, and then every time you exercise, you learn something new, and then that goes long ways. And then eventually, all of this uh, training is what we are going to use it for the whole kalpa. Because here we have the training wheels like Baba, Yoga, Dharna, Baba's family, Madhuban, all of this support system is there. But once we go into the copper age and iron age, there is no support system. So we got to stand on our own feet and then we still have to face the challenges. So I think Baba is training us, and then how well we get trained uh, is what role that we pick up in the cycle. Just a couple of thoughts, Vijay bhai. I don't know. I answered what you asked for.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it's just one more. Yeah, if any other questions, we'll take that.
Anyone else? Any thoughts, questions, comments?
There is this saying, right, that Baba also mentioned the first paragraph, that is coming empty-handed and going empty-handed. The world
Mm,
says that, and whereas we come, whereas we return full, right? So we return full, but we are also coming full, right? That's how it is, right? Everybody
mm,
comes full and spend what they have carried, and then when they return, they again make it full and leave, right? Because how the soul is coming, right? The same stage, the soul will go back, right? That's how it is.
mm.
Right. So I was thinking this in that space, in that context, if you think, and then every soul, based on their role, they are filling themselves full and going, coming and going back, isn't it?
Mm. But if you actually see, I mean that's the the final consolidated essence that they walk out with. But with what awareness they are going away. Either if you see the saints who have been practicing and especially in terms of Hinduism, like I think today's Murli, for you yesterday's Murli, Baba is giving you a huge contrast between Raj Rishis and the sannyasis, right? And in that context, Baba is telling they will never comprehend what it means to be a deity because they have never been. It's not in their DNA at all, even to comprehend what a deity is. So that's why they can never relate to you and they can never teach you what it is. So, but coming back to this point of coming empty-handed, going empty-handed. So their whole path is renunciation. So the whole attention is they're saying they're renunciating had, limited things, they're having this disinterest. Whereas we have disinterest in the whole world. So when Baba is saying, when they say that we come empty-handed, we go empty-handed, so they are bringing our attention to don't invest in whole of this lawkick relationships and then making things any better. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. No matter what you do, you walk out empty-handed. So don't worry. Don't. It is that is a tone when somebody is upset. you know when
Mm.
somebody is upset,
Or
the tone. Yeah.
yeah, or we can also think that, like when deity souls return, they go making their hands full. Whereas
Mm,
the other souls going, they don't really make their hands full, right? But overall, 5,000 years duration, if we think, then everybody is coming and going based on their role, right?
That is
Um,
true. That is true. Yeah. No, the ground reality is true. Like when we return home, every soul will return to their full capacity, right? No,
yeah, it's like
yeah.
they come with full or whatever based on their role. They spend
There, yeah.
everything. They spend everything, right? And then they
Yeah.
again accumulate before they return.
That's right. Everyone has to fill themselves in because every soul that come from the soul world, that nobody can go back to the soul world without becoming pure. They cannot go back to the soul world becoming vicious, no matter what. The last 9 billionth soul also, it has to go back being full. As you come, so you live. There is no transmission, there is no uplifting happening in the soul world, right?
Mm.
And there is no soul who comes on the earth impure. Every soul has its own sato rajo tamo. There is no soul coming to the onto the earth giving becoming tamo pradhan. Right? Every soul will come
Mm.
back, which means before they returned, they have filled themselves up. Right? So so that is the truth. That deity souls fill themselves. Even the last soul in the Kali Yuga also fill itself to the full of its capacity. And then when they come back full. Come back on this earth full. So that is a ground reality. But when Baba is bringing our attention to when sannyasis say we come empty-handed, we leave empty-handed, so their attention is more between the births. They have no awareness of mukti. They say that look, I need to get back home. I need to get back home. I am done with this world. I have enough of this. So that is a mindset that is driving them. Right? With that
Mm.
mindset, you always see that okay, I am done. I don't want anymore. I don't need anymore. Leave me alone. So that is the tone that is coming behind, right? But if you actually see the ground reality is every soul will return to the soul world becoming full. Sato Pradhan to its own version. Because when they come back, they are not doing Purshat when they come back. They come back Sato Pradhan. There is no other way. They don't come back Tamo Pradhan and then start doing Purusharth. No, everyone will settle their karmic accounts through suffering, through pain, and then connecting back to Baba and then refilling to their whatever capacity that they have, and then they'll come back. But most of the time, whatever we have been listening is the version of sannyasis, and their version is between the births. And when they come, they say like, "Oh my God, there is so much mess here, so impure, so much pain, sorrow, suffering. I'm done with this. I don't need anymore. Leave me alone." That is the tone that they are coming out with, and then they always put that lens and then say like, "Oh look, I walk out. I'm not taking anything back, and then all of this thing is suffering. Just leave it alone. Don't get into this." And then walk out empty. And then, so in other words, they teach renunciation. Whereas here, Baba says, like, don't give up. This is life. This is where you build your muscle. Don't give up on family. Don't give up on people. Don't give up on the tough situations. You are this, you have all of these powers, exercise all of this, and this exercise will build your muscle. Nothing goes in vain. Whatever you do will come with you. And then that is the tone Baba comes out with, because Baba puts the lens of eternal look, not between the births, but he looks at the whole cycle. In the whole cycle, how does it look like, right? So I see that variation between how we have been looking from the lens of religious practices, and or I, I I I would say that it has its own place, because without religion, without right and wrong, without that sense of renunciation, we couldn't have any hope. So we just that has its own place to get through it. Yeah. Jitina Ben,
Yes, thank you, Harshavai.
thank you. Sorry, there are a couple of comments. Feel free to unmute yourself and share. Jitna Ben, is that right? Am I saying it right?
Um, so, brother, our
Yeah.
sister is not sharing
Mm-hmm.
in the same topic continuity. So,
Mm-hmm.
because during the death of anybody, any soul, people would chant mantras for them so that their soul reaches there or their soul gets remembrance of that. But it is like without any quality check, they do not have any experience of that. But people, I mean, be it a good or a bad one, everybody recites some or the other good words when they're leaving body, when they're being taken to the burial ground. That doesn't necessarily mean that they actually have such qualities, but people still chant them. People still chant
Mm.
them to give some solace to the departed soul.
Mm.
That I feel is like the quality check that happens. Any product that comes into market will have to have some standard. Uh, be it ISO standard or the food quality check standard, FDA approved. Similarly, when we come here, actually, I felt today a little empowered that way that whatever circumstances come, whatever people come, parasthiti come in front of us, they actually make us strong. And that actually
Mm.
checks some metal. Even the
Mm.
Brahmin family, as you mentioned, is actually a rehearsal ground when we go into outer world to deal with people. This helps us to rehearse our own qualities and virtues in the real testing field, the rubber to road example. So
Mm.
similarly, that actually checks the quality whether we are fit for the next birth or not. So
Mm.
I
Yeah.
just got this analogy while speaking. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's nice.
Om Shanti, brother.
Shanti.
Knowledge grows by sharing, virtues deepen by practicing, and powers increase by donating. Om Shanti.
Gyan grows by sharing. Virtues deepen by practicing. Powers increase by donating. Very nice. Gyan Gun Shakti. Through
Thank you.
sharing, practicing, and donating. Wow,
Yes.
nice. Well said.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. You. Anyone else? Okay, let's take a few minutes to meditate. So make yourself very comfortable. Bring your attention to that sense of presence, the presence of your lightness. Bring your attention to that peaceful, very safe and secure presence. In your eternal awareness as who you are eternally. Stabilize your mind, stabilize your heart. Feel the power. Feel that strength within in this eternal awareness. Feel the support of Baba, the ocean of love, ocean of powers, the one who knows everything. and then combined form. Step into this world of change. Emerge every soul on this earth, every being on this earth in their spiritual awareness, spreading Baba's love, Baba's light, shining your love, your light, opening your heart, opening your feelings. Be very empathetic to every soul without losing yourself, without losing the power of being with Baba. Extend that Baba's love and light and fill every soul, every heart with Baba's love, Baba's light, giving them strength, giving them love. Keep the deep sense of belonging as one family belonging to one Baba. Strengthening your virtues and powers, not to get influenced by their shortcomings, empowering every soul, working together, living together, growing together, moving forward together, building the authority of your presence with Gyan Gun Shakti, with Gyan Yog Dharana Seva, in all your connections and relations. Carry this for the rest of the day, in every opportunity that you come across. Om Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Harsha Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a beautiful day.